my name is William and this is Found in Japan, and I'm really happy to have you here. Today I've got a special live stream. In all honesty, I was going to pre-record this, but I didn't like how it looked, so I decided to do this as a live stream. If this is your first time here, you're watching this on a replay, or you've never seen it before, I do live streams and IRL content in Japan. I talk about cooking and eating out, places that aren't really found anywhere else in the world, and I hope that you can enjoy the content. So today's topic is going to be about some of the culture shock and reverse culture shock that I had when I traveled to America this summer, and I want to talk about some of the main things that really shook me. Later on, I'm going to talk about this box right here with a nice blue glow, and that is the these are a bunch of Kitkats that I have. So I have like melon flavored Kitkat or other stuff. So one of that I'm really looking forward to is like these mint ones right here. I've never tried them before, but I'm really excited to try these out. So Cloud, it is nice to have you here, Cloud Res. And also I have a rich apple. This is going to be interesting though. So it's an apple soda. Let me know if everything is sounding good in the chat. I should have some music going in the background. Side note is yesterday I shot a video with Tokyo Paul. Tokyo Paul is another YouTuber in Japan, and he's been doing lots of content recently, interviewing people for his podcast. So that should be out soon. He's been talking to some other YouTubers, talking about life, their experiences, what they're doing here, or how they got here. So if you're looking for a little more story about me, you can find it there. So a little details on my trip. So I've been living in Japan for almost 15 years, and I came to Japan in 2008, and I have been, I can't get the music the right volume. I've traveled back and forth to the US probably 6, 7, maybe even more, 8 times, but due to the impact of the pandemic, I've not been able to go back for about 3 years. And this time there was a lot of culture shock. I was quite surprised at just how much culture shock I had going on. Let me get to the, there we go. So yeah, it was a lot different. Definitely the recession, like money, what's that called? Man, I can't remember, but I'll remember it in a minute. The valuation of money right now is really different. So the yen is very weak. The dollar is still strong. It was really expensive. I think the very first time I came to Japan in 2006 or 7 to visit, it was $800 US round trip. And those were nice seats. When I came to Japan on the jet program paid for my ticket here, and then I never got one back because I never left. But what else? I think every time after that, it was about $1,000 a person or so. But this time, between inflation, there's the word, inflation. This time with the increase in gas prices, the safety measures, changes in airports, all that kind of stuff, it actually was like closer to $2,200 or $2,300 per person. So yeah, that's a little expensive, but it was totally worth it. I'm really happy that I could go back this time. So on to the culture shock. What shook me? So I've been in Japan during the whole pandemic, and masks are like commonplace here. Like the fiber mask, the cloth mask, the like mesh ones, whatever. But we got on the plane, and the people sitting in front of us. So we flew from Itami Kuko in Osaka to Tokyo in Haneda, and we rode a bus from Haneda Airport to Narita. Oh, Daniel and Yuka, hello, fellow YouTubers. Daniel was streaming this morning on Twitch. If you're interested, you can find their channel on YouTube, or you can find them on Twitch as well. But when we went through security, everybody had masks on, and we get into the international terminal in Itami, and in Narita, and we boarded our plane, and the guy sitting in front of me is complaining about why do they have to wear masks on the airplane. And there were two Caribbean ladies sitting next to him, and they were saying the same thing. So it was really surprising to me that they came to Japan, they've been wearing masks, they're going to get on the plane and then complain about wearing masks. I really didn't get it. I really didn't understand it. But lots of people were having to be told several times during the flight, like, you have to wear a mask. It's regulation. So I don't get it. It's not like it was hard. A lot of people are sleeping. I mean, you just while you're eating, you pull it down, and when you're done eating, you put it back on. But the second we landed in Texas, like we went to George W. Bush International Airport, people were just like, we're in America, and ripped the masks off. And I was like, we've been on an international flight all this time. Could we please, just keep on the masks? Lol, baka gaijin. Maybe. But the mask thing was really surprising. For the first couple days when we were there, we decided to keep wearing masks because, of course, we'd been on an international flight. I've been vaccinated. I've also had COVID. However, my children haven't, so we just figured it's safer to do that than to be sorry. People just want to find something to complain about. Yeah, I guess so. It was quite surprising. But yeah, the mask thing. After a couple of days, we didn't wear masks, and it felt weird. And then the reverse culture shock of when 2 or 3 days before our flight, we had to wear masks all the time to try to stay safe. And then when we came back to Japan, now we have to wear masks all the time. So I find myself outside not wearing a mask as much as Japanese people are. But I actually got like ear rash because I'd gone like a month without wearing a mask, and all of a sudden I'm wearing it again. So I've got over it now, but it was definitely there. Really sucks because you don't see that as much in other countries as in the States. Yeah, it was surprising to me, to say the least. It's like, just wear the mask, dude. It's no problem. Something else that surprised me was every other time I've gone back to the United States, you have to fill out a declaration of customs form when you're going into the United States. And you do when you have to come into Japan. But this time when I went to Texas, they're like, oh yeah, we don't do that now. So just tell the officer. And I was like, whoa. And he just asked me about stuff. So that was cool. That was really, really cool. America, land of freedom. Yeah, you'd think so. Another thing that really culture shocked me as soon as we got off the plane was the smell. So I have a nose, like a honker of a nose, and I have very sensitive smell, and it's really crazy to me. But I'm very good at distinct smells about what's changed and what's not. And when we got off the airplane, it was Abercrombie and Fitch, Axe body spray, 3 or 4 colognes, 5 or 6 different smelling things, and body odor, all jammed into one. And it was so smelly. The detergent people were using for their clothes was so smelly. Yeah, it was really, really rough for me for several days just to get acclimated to the smell. I was really, really surprised. Because while we were on the airplane, everybody been living in Japan, and it was like Japanese food. And then it was just, bam, we're inside the laundry aisle at the grocery store. But in Colorado, there's no mask mandate unless store business requires it. Yeah, that's that's the way it was in North Carolina. But I didn't really, I carried a mask with us everywhere we went, but we didn't really wear them that much. But sorry, I'm trying to fiddle with my speaker that's playing music. My Spotify subscription has expired. But Stream Beats, made by a YouTuber, copyright, free to use music in streams, so thank you. Yeah, so we had the masks thing, the body odor thing. Another thing that really surprised me, which it shouldn't, I know it shouldn't, it's not supposed to, we're not supposed to body shame people, but the second we got off the plane, I went from being one of the biggest people around to being tiny. So I'm about 2 meters tall. I'm 194 centimeters or 6'4", and I'm about, at that time I was 98 kilos. So we'll say 100 kilos. So like 225. And I was big in size, but a dwarf in body shape. So I wear, these are all Japanese XL size stuff right now. And like, I understand the necessity of mobility assistance and people who have a broken leg. Maybe they have diabetes. Maybe they've had a stroke. Maybe someone has a physical impairment that doesn't allow them to walk. But as soon as we got off the plane, there was a mobility assistance center, and it was huge, and there were several cars, and they were these big cars taking like 1 or 2 people at a time. And we actually stopped to ask the lady at the desk, "Can you help us?" And she's like, "No, I'm busy." And I was like, in Japan, that would never happen. If I asked an airport employee for assistance, they're going to assist me or tell someone to assist me if they're free. But it was just, there was a line of people that were unable to move or unable to walk through the airport on their own. And in Japan, you'll see that, but it'll be like one employee with a wheelchair pushing them down. So I was really, really surprised at how big everybody was. There were fit people, there were muscular people, there were shorter and stocky people, or really skinny, but you don't really see chubby people in Japan so much. If you do, they usually say it's like pochari, or like cute chubby. Maybe rotundly is a better, nicer way of saying it, but it's not, people aren't like big usually. So it was really interesting that it's very different than Japan for sure. Daniel and Yuka, that's an interesting thing to notice about the smell. I actually noticed that cologne thing in Fukuoka when we went there recently. I barely smell any cologne much in Tokyo. Yeah, I think in the bigger cities, because people are on the train together with other people, they tend not to do it so much because of like on the train, you don't want to be the smelliest person. So maybe when you're out and about, people are more willing to do it. I haven't been in an airport for a while, but I remember all those different cologne smells. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I actually went to like a McDonald's just to get like the burger smell in my face. But all right, so we're gonna take a break here first. I have a box here of Kitkats from Japan. Like I've said before, I have melon and strawberry, peach, mint, melon. But what I'm actually gonna try today are Kit Kat flavors that are from America that I cannot get in Japan, like dark mint, dark chocolate, mocha chocolate. This one is a strawberry dark chocolate, and blueberry muffin. So you guys who are in the chat right now, which one of these should I try? Blueberry, strawberry, mocha, or mint? George Lopez in the chat. Burger cologne sounds good. Let me know which one of these would you guys like me to try first. blueberry, it's on this side, strawberry, mocha, mint. Okay, well, George says dark chocolate and mint first, and we've got definitely dark chocolate is so. Per George's thing, I'm gonna say we'll go with that first. All right, so these are mint dark chocolate Kitkats, and on first, they smell like an Andes after dinner mint. They are dual colored. You would not find this in Japan. Japanese sweets don't usually have like this color to them. People don't really like it so much, but give it a shot. Nope, actually texturally, it feels very different than a Japanese Kit Kat. Like, it's more crunchy. Has a really nice mintiness to it. The dark chocolate is smooth and not bitter, so I really like that. You forgot limited edition key lime pie. I couldn't find them. I didn't see them anywhere I went, George, or I would have gotten key lime ones. I did eat key lime Pop Tarts, which were fantastic. If you haven't tried those yet, you got to get them. Put them in the freezer and they will taste better. I actually have a little cooler box over here, so I'll throw those back in there. So back to things that shooketh me. Never tried freezing. Cloud, you should definitely try freezing them. Reese's Cups, Carmelo caramels, and Kit Kats all taste great when they're frozen. They're just crunchy. The chocolate melts different. It's good. It's good. All right, so things that shook me. We got out of the plane. We walked by the mobility assistance place. We walked down tunnel after tunnel, and my kids have been on the airplane for 14 hours, so I want them to use the restroom before we go through customs. And here on the side are 40 chairs along a wall outside of a restroom. There's a men, women's, and family restroom, and then there's water fountains in between them. I tell my daughters to go into the ladies' room while my son goes to the gentleman's restroom, and I waited outside with everybody's bag. And I thought, okay, we're all good. Then I had my children sit down in the chairs with their bags and my bag so I could go use the restroom for 30 seconds. And a airport staff from the Mobility Assistance Service goes, y'all can't sit there. Them seats is reserved. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no signage. There's nothing. It doesn't say for mobility assistance only or restricted seating. It's just 40 chairs outside of customs and passports outside of a restroom. So I thought she wasn't talking to me. I thought she was talking to like another guy who had a bunch of suitcases. And then while sitting down from a chair on the other side of the room, she goes, we got 4 flights coming in and I need all those seats for the mobility assistance. And I'm thinking, I'm going to go to the restroom for 30. And she actually started like yelling at me. And it really like shook me because in Japan, I would never see that. Like I would just say, oh, my children are going to wait here and I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. And they'd be like, oh, okay. But 30 seconds, she wasn't willing to let my kids stand in a safe spot. So then I went and found a police officer and was like, officer, can my children stand with you while I go to the restroom because apparently we can't sit over there? And it was just surprising to me. I've often heard of immigrant, particularly Asian or Japanese people kind of getting pushed around by American authoritativeness and just, okay, yeah. And I kind of felt that way. I was like, I don't want to deal with this Karen worker, but you would never see that in Japan. The staff is there to assist you, not to like harm your travel. So it was crazy. You got to just pee faster, Will. Maybe, Daniel and Yuka, maybe. But yeah, that was crazy. Walking through the airport, what else did I see that shocked me? Vending machines that sold other things than food. So there's like headphone vending machines, and there were pharmacy vending machines, masks, feminine hygiene products, general hygiene products, clothes in the vending machine, which I've never seen in America. I've seen in Japan, but America can be hit or miss. To be honest, you really got to be in the right place. California is a great place as long as you're not in bad areas. The United States motto is, "Oh, shut up." Yeah, I was surprised. I was really surprised. What else? So vending machines. As we're walking, this was everywhere, not just in the airport. Was seeing people take breaks at their workplace. So in Japan, they'll change clothes or they'll go somewhere else. But these were like staff at a restaurant or a store eating at their store or another one. So it was interesting because that's like a customer's seat. That's not an employee seat. So you don't really see that in Japan. And it really surprised me to see like in the airport, there were giant leather chairs, and they're like the massage chairs you put in $5 and they like shake you or whatever. The construction workers that were working inside the airport were sitting in the chairs without them on. And I was just like, what if a customer wanted, like, it was just crazy to me to see that. Constantly, customers were ignored by staff that were using their phone or just talking to people. So that would not happen in Japan. The whole service culture industry thing is very, very big, very, very popular in Japan. You might get ignored or somebody might be chatting, but like I bought cell phones for my kids, and we went to Walmart, and there was nobody working in the electronics section for me to help me get SIM cards. So then I just said, all right, well, screw it. I'm going to go to Best Buy tomorrow. Well, I went to Best Buy at like 11 in the morning, and I walked in the store, and there were 4 staff. One sitting at the door with his feet propped up in front of a fan, and 3 at the counter right as you go in at the door. And I'm trying to make that like, oh, I need help. Like, come help me, please. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Look. And I had probably like $400 in my pocket to buy SIM cards and accessories. And they just ignored me for like 10 or 15 minutes. And I tried to find what I needed, and none of them came to talk to me. So I actually was like, hey, you guys, I need to buy SIM cards. Like, can you come help me? And the guy literally looks at the other dude and goes, yeah, they're over there where I was standing. And I was just like, all right, well, I guess you don't need my money, because if you guys aren't going to walk over to me and show me what I need, then I'm not giving your store any money. So, or get a mobility sticker for your suitcase. You know what, Daniel? I've had my knee surgically fixed. I haven't mentioned this in a lot of videos. 2 days before I left to go back to the United States, I had appendicitis, and I had emergency surgery to have my appendix removed. And normally in Japan, it's 5 days hospital stay. And my first hospital said, yeah, we can't do the surgery today. We'll find you a hospital. I met the doctor, anesthesiologist, and the surgeon, and they're like, yeah, we can do it today at like 3 in the afternoon. And I was like, oh, and by the way, in 53 hours, I need to fly to America. And the doctor and the anesthesiologist were like, oh no. But the surgeon's like, yeah, you'll be good. So on Saturday afternoon at 4, I had surgery. I was discharged at 12 the next day, and then I left Japan at like 11 in the morning on Monday. So I had my bandages and my stomach was all wrapped and stuff. So I should have got a handicap or mobility sticker. That would have been awesome. Yeah, we were worried you wouldn't make the flight. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, but surgery went great. Everything turned out well. I'm glad that it all worked out. But anyways, so yeah, there's several times I was at stores or restaurants and people just ignored me. Uh, that was a big shock. On the other hand, in Japan, people don't do small talk so much with the customer. It's like, oh, what size do you need? But of course, in Osaka, from time to time, you'll get somebody that's talking to you, but people would just talk with or at me in a store. Um, they might be working there, they might be doing something else, but it was kind of like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? I'm trying to shop, and it was pretty crazy. Even I was walking through Walmart to get cereal. I wanted my kids to try all these types of sugar cereal. And I've got 4 boxes of cereal, like Apple Jacks, Honeycombs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Life cereal. And they're like $4 a box. And the lady looks at me and goes, "Can you believe how much cereal costs now? It's just outrageous. I can't believe it." And I'm like, "You're going to buy the cereal anyway, lady. Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "It's $14 a box where I live." And she's just like, "I hope you get paid more than me, because this is out." It's like, why are you talking to me? But like I said earlier in the chat, maybe they just wanted to complain. Japan's culture, say what? I was discharged the same day for emergency appendicitis. Congrats. I hope you got all stitches. Yeah, I was discharged same day from the ER. So they cauterized everything inside, and I had glue stitches. So I did not require any further doctor stuff. I've had stitches previously removed by my grandma, who's like a former ER night nurse. So I wasn't worried, but yep, I just have a couple scars on the old tummy now. But yeah, I was just so surprised. Like, customer service in general was just really, really bad. All right, so now it's time to try a different KitKat. This time it's the Kitkat Duo Mocha. I want to try this one. Ooh, it is noticeably darker than the previous one. I hope this live stream is not too long. Just kidding. Thanks, George. Well, you got to go to bed, right? This smells very coffee-y. It's kind of crunchy. I have to say, compared to the other one right now, the mint one is still top notch. Actually, George, you say that, and I did already record this video. And yeah, it's like 1 hour and 3 minutes with just talking. So I was trying to edit it down today, and I just decided, you know what? I'll just do this as a live stream and let people ask questions or talk. And I'll try these snacks, and then I won't have to edit anything. I found something cool at Costco the other day. Ever heard of instant boba? Yeah, so boba or tapioca and tea, or is it kocha latte, like is super popular in Japan. We make it in our house all the time. So my kids love boba. Let's see, what was something else? So a lot of the times people think that Japanese people are like in a rush to get places. And they say that people in Tokyo are the fastest walking people in the world. I don't think that's true, because I outwalk them all the time. And people in Osaka are faster than people in Tokyo, and they're still slow. But, sorry, I walk much faster than them. But it helps when your stride's like mega long. But yeah, I was surprised in America, because in Japan people do speed, but the car's speed limit is much lower. So we're driving around like at or a little above the speed limit, and people are like blowing our doors off. So people are complaining about gas, but they don't care about their gas mileage. So we saw several accidents. I can't recall the last time in Japan I saw like a tractor trailer turn over, or several of them, or one's on fire. But we saw several in one trip while we were in the United States. So definitely way unsafe. Shocked me about the driving, specifically about the speed. Big brain move about the editing versus the live stream. This noggin is big. You see how it's like it even looks like brain tissue. My natural curliness. Yeah, I have kendo practice today. My Yondan test is next month. And I was just like, I don't feel like spending 4 or 5 hours editing an hour's worth of video down to get limited to no views probably. So last night Paul and I talked about that, and I think I'll try to do more stuff like this. 3 days from now is September 9th, which is another Japanese special day. It's called Tsukimi. I've done videos on March 3rd, May 5th, July 7th, and now September 9th. And it's the moon day. So I'll be talking about that in a pre-recorded video. I'm probably going to go to McDonald's and try their tsukimi burger. But talking about the culture of tsukimi and more repeated number days. So something that shocked me also was the gas station. So I've never seen a Japanese gas station run out of gas, but we ran by several gas stations that were empty or near empty of gas. And the people that were trying to get gas looked like they were going to murder each other. It was bonkers. I saw accidents at the gas station where people were trying to get gas. Causes Colorado drivers are terrible, accidents every day. Oh man, that's horrible. I hope people can be safe. People joke all the time about Asian people's driving and whatnot, but I think it's how they drive when they're in America, because there are accidents, of course, everywhere, but you don't really see the big ones like you do here or in America. George, went to Makudo the other day, and they're serving burgers at 10:30 a.m. now. Also, the breakfast menu has changed. U.S. has a shortage of truck drivers, says Cloud. Yeah, I know some people that own a truck company, and they said that drivers are in high demand. So Elon Musk's auto trucks can't come soon enough. But another thing that surprised me was everywhere, every single store or restaurant that we went to, which we didn't go to a lot of restaurants, was hiring. Like $15 to $17 an hour at fast food. And I think when I was working a part-time job, it was $8 in North Carolina, and I was getting $9.50, and I thought, man, this is great. But I can't believe that they're offering like $15 to $17 an hour, and they can't find people. It really shook me, because then I came back to Japan and I see like part-time workers at McDonald's, and for adults it's $10 an hour. So yeah, it was really interesting to me that there's just not enough people to work, I guess. U.S. honestly has a shortage of everything. Yeah, I guess so. Little Caesars, for those who don't know, makes really cheap pizza. It's great for kids and birthday parties. A large pizza used to be $5. It's like $7.99 now. But my town only has one Little Caesars. It used to have 2. And my cousins were there. My brothers were at my parents' house. We were all together, like 9-10 people. I thought I'll just go get 4 or 5 pizzas. Well, I got into the store, and there's like 10 people in the store, 3 people waiting outside, and there's 1 guy working in the pizza place. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to wait. You can't find pickles or relish in Walmart. U.S. on everyone wants to work from home. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe because of the pandemic, it's like you got to pay me a lot if you want me to go in. But it was like everywhere took forever to get food, pretty much. The only place that I didn't see a now hiring sign was Chick-fil-A, which we ate at once for my children to try. I'm pretty anti Chick-fil-A, but it was an okay Chick-fil-A sandwich. But yeah, it was just weird. It was like this weird dystopia of like, here are these mega rich people wearing designer clothing, Ralph Lauren, BMW, Mercedes, Audi drivers, and then like people who were having trouble surviving, but at the same place, doing the same things. And it was like a movie. It was weird. Moss Burger sells burgers from 7 a.m. I don't eat Moss Burger because I think it doesn't taste good and it's very expensive. But I have interviewed lots of Japanese people, and usually it's still like 70% of the people say they like Moss Burger, but then I can't believe that, you know, this is a, how could you like McDonald's? It's like, it's bigger and it tastes better and it's way cheaper. But yeah, and I don't like McDonald's. I just eat it because it's YouTube content or it's dirty and cheap. But what was something else? Oh, this is something I had never noticed in my entire life in the 22 years I lived in America. Was when I was little, there was a show called Married with Children. Fantastic, funny show. And Peggy, the housewife, used to put money inside her undergarments or in her clothes, and then she would pay with that. And like pull out a credit card or something. I have never actually seen that be done in real life. And, you know, people are clean, I guess, but there were so many times I was at a store and I saw a lady like open her bra strap and pull her phone out or pull out a credit card or pull out a 20 and pay. I saw people putting their phones in their like spats exercise pants and pulling out money out of the other side. Like, I definitely don't want to touch money that's been inside your underwear. Like, I don't get it. But I've seen supercars driving by homeless camps, and it really sad to me. Yep. Take that, Moss Burger. Love that show. Love Moss Burger and Loteria. I have, and the Californians are here too. So yeah. Like, I could get it if it's your phone and you're putting it in a strap and no one's gonna touch it, but like, I wouldn't do that, I guess. I don't know, but like, I know fashion is different here. You don't usually see girls in Japan walk around with mega tight fitting clothes, like exercise clothes, outside. You might see it in Tokyo, some like in like fashion, or they're trying to show off like a fitness center, but like, I'm seeing women walk down the street in just their sports attire, right? Like, and like, of course, no body shaming. It's your choice. It's your clothes. It's not my body, but you can see stuff, you know, and it's like, you've been exercising, you know, there's dampness there. So there was sometimes where it was just like, I don't want to be at this register, or I don't want to, like, if I was the cashier, I'd be like, no, you need to give me some other money. Like, I don't want to touch that. But it was a boss too. It's suspected to contribute to their cancer. Maybe. I've heard the similar thing about keeping your phone in your front pocket, causing different types of stomach-related cancers. But who knows? Or in the pelvic region. I dare you to lick the phone. Oh no, I'm not doing that. All right, so another break time. We have been going now for about 36 minutes. I'm gonna save the blueberry for the end. So this is a strawberry dark chocolate. And if I can find where the opening is. So yeah. These Kitkats are different because they're like jumbo pack. So they're, wow, that smells like strawberry candy off the bat. And has a nice pink color. Again, like the mint ones, you would never find this in Japan. It's like way too much color, false. That is pretty tasty. If you don't like artificial strawberry though, you won't like this. I like artificial strawberry, like candies and gummies, so I'm sure my kids will really enjoy this one. George, you said earlier, Mexican old ladies do that with their money too and put it in their brassiere. Yeah, I guess if you don't have a wallet or like you're afraid that someone could steal your bag, I guess it makes sense, especially since women's clothing doesn't really provide for pockets so well. But yeah, it's I was just so surprised to see that. Yeah, I don't know, it was weird. What else was it? I had a list, but it's on my phone, which is what I'm shooting this with. So now I'm just trying to remember. What? Do you guys have any questions about my trip or anything that you thought would be interesting to hear about? Let me know in the chat or in the comments, and I might make a video about this. If you're enjoying this content and you want to see more things about Japan or life things that are found in Japan, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll try to get to you in another one. Fun stream, Will. You need more subs. I agree. That maybe I should just do subs, Daniel Yuka, where I'm like the train voice guy that's like, this train is bound for Bentencho and Nishikujo. It will be making stops in Morinomiya and Tsuruhashi. Texas rainforest. アメリカ人です。よろしくお願いします。Yes, I am American. So, Texas over on twitch.tv/found in Japan. Will I be beaten if I don't speak English well in America? They said, I'm planning a trip to the US. You know what? I don't think anybody's going to beat you if you can't speak English well. Most Americans, Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian Americans, we don't speak American well either. No. Actually, my wife is Japanese. She lived in America for 3.5 years. She spoke almost no English when she went. She says she didn't speak any when she came back to it, but she of course improved. But yeah, anyway, I think if you're looking at travel in America, it definitely helps if you can speak English. Actually, where I live in the United States has a huge Latino, Latin American population. There's people from Mexico, Honduras, lots of people from Colombia, maybe. So they migrate to work on the apple orchards and the farms and stuff, and then out. But you know, watch movies, listen to music, find something you like. That I watched Japanese TV a lot to get better at Japanese, and it helped me get into. And Japanese people can understand me enough to get around. So I definitely suggest that you just try to do that. So 全然気にしないでよ。日本語か英語がもうちゃんと英語頑張ったらジェスチャー使ってとイントネーションがあったらみんなが分かってるよ。気にしないでください。 So don't worry. Just try to use gestures and intonation and the vocabulary, and people will, in general, be nice. Thank you for being a fan. I appreciate it. All right, so it's actually getting close to 45 minutes here on the stream. So this is blueberry muffin Kitkats. I love blueberry muffins. Let me know in the chat, do you like blueberry muffins? Actually, my favorite is a lemon poppy seed with a orange glaze. Hey from Twitch Zone. Thank you, Daniel and Yuka, for being over there. Ooh. All right, so it smells like a blueberry muffin. It doesn't really taste like a Kit Kat. It tastes like a blueberry muffin. It's a little creamier, I guess, because of all the chocolate in it and stuff. But you know what? If I was in dire need for a blueberry muffin, this would definitely get me through it. George, I would definitely go try this one. I saw there were smaller mini packs. I'm actually gonna have another one of these. Back in the clay. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. Dan Yuka, same. Thank you for the double watch. What is some... Oh, man, I had a whole list, and I really should have printed it off my phone. Japan has really strong laws about political advertisements. So I posted on Instagram, instagram.com/found in Japan 1 or whatever. You can find it in my about page, that the parliamentary election was being held. And in Japan, politicians are not allowed to advertise on TV because it's unfair. And they put out these giant boards, these like square advertisement boards, and everybody in the area is allotted the same amount of space and time to put up their advertisements. Now they can walk around, they can get on a megaphone, they can hold events, but actually putting stuff out permanently is very restricted, including on the TV. Everybody is allotted the same amount of time on NHK in their area or whatever to talk. The second I got back to America, it was political ad after political ad after Viagra ad after political ad after depression ad. Like, there was political ads and pharmaceutical drug ads every other commercial break, it felt like. I was so used to not seeing that, because in Japan, they also don't advertise pharmaceuticals on television much. You'll see the occasional ones for like Kampo, a Chinese medicine, or like there's a Inochi no Haha, which is like mom's life force. It's like a biologically female balanced hormone supplement that you can buy over the counter that's supposed to help women. It was crazy. I could not believe, like, are you feeling down? Are you having a hard time? Are you sad? Well, take this drug and it'll make you feel great. It will cause diarrhea, constipation, heartburn, possible fatigue, possible blood loss. Like, I was just so used to not hearing that. It really shocked me that that's allowed on TV. We almost exclusively watched Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon. I have 3 kids, little cousins who are kids. That's like pretty much all we watched. And like 7 or 8 p.m. and there's depression medication. Like, yeah, parents have depression because they're watching Nickelodeon for 8 hours straight, but we don't need meds. Like, it was crazy. It really, really shocked me. And then when we came back, all the TV's lighthearted and nice, and there's no more political stuff. And so that shocked me both ways. I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, that was really, really, really different. I don't know. Daniel and Yuka are. This live stream is being sponsored by Insulin. Wait till we get to the apple sugar soda. Yeah, it was. You mentioned insulin. They were, when I was there, they were talking about passing a bill to limit the cost of insulin. So I have a type 1, several type 1 diabetic cousins, a couple of type 2. I think 1 or 2 cousins. I know 2 that are type 1. Others that monitor their blood sugar. My uncle has to be careful with it. But in Japan, insulin is very cheap, but you have to go to the doctor often. Whereas in America, you can get a longer prescription for it, but it's crazy expensive. So, yeah, it was just interesting. Yeah, all the medicine talk on TV and like people self-prescribing was pretty nuts. Anyway, all right. So as insulin has been mentioned, this is the Mitsuya Cider Rich Apple from Asahi. This is a kaori to amasa, smells and tastes like an apple. It says to shake it 1 time. It says yukkuri kaorishite kudasai. So 1 time to do it. So it has 30%. This is pretty rare. 30% apple juice. In there, usually from concentrate. Usually it's like 1%, but human insulin was first developed by Eli Lilly. I visited the early research. Oh, that's cool. I thought I read that the first stuff for insulin was sold like mega cheap, but then the pharmaceutical companies bought it and then made laws to make it expensive. Used to be pork and beef insulin for type 1 all the time. Yeah, now they have new synthetic insulins. So it smells like apple juice. That has a good carbonated bite to it. It is very sweet and it does taste like apple. This is like a nice sparkling apple cider. I really like this, and this is something that can be found in Japan. So if you haven't seen it yet, I do a lot of shorts, and I will try to cut that out and make that into a short of different sodas, drinks, candies, and things that are things that I found in Japan. I've tried probably 20 or 30 types of soda now, like mint chocolate chip ice cream. The first prototypes were synthesized by E. coli. Cool. I love apple soda, says George Lopez. Yeah, it's really, really good. So what else did I see? Culture shock point is that in Japan they have a shock-in system, which means that the cars have to be regularly inspected, like a full inspection. And in America, we also have a car inspection system. It's done by state level. It's made sure that your car is safe to be on the road. And in Japan, it's increasingly expensive and devalues your car. So a lot of Japanese people tend to get new cars every couple years so that when they sell it, the car isn't worth nothing. And you know, that's why in Japan you see a lot nicer, newer model cars. They're cleaner because the people need to sell them. Now you do see older cars, and you will see a car that's had an accident, a fender bender. But like we're driving down the interstate and the car has no bonnet. Like there's no hood on the car. Or cars that are driving on the donut, the emergency tire. Like they have no intention of getting a replacement. I saw cars with no fenders, headlights smashed in. Very rarely have I seen in Japan a car that had a window covered with a plastic bag. And I understand, like, people maybe can't pay to get it fixed right now. So they're just doing what they can. But it really shocked me to see all these like cars that have been rusted all the way through the wheel well and into the chassis of the car, and people are driving around because you don't see that here. And then when I came back, it was like, oh my gosh, every car is shiny, every car is sparkly. So yeah, that was a shock both ways. It was quite hard there, but yeah. There's some documentary of the Japanese used car market is sold to Russia even now. Loophole for Japan car industry. Yeah, so definitely I think that Shaken system was made by the Japanese car companies because it forces Japanese people to buy cars, and the Toyota, Honda, Suzuki brands are so trusted by people that Japanese people want to buy Japanese, and it keeps them buying cars. Okay, we have very low standards in the U.S. Japan and Germany are similar in high regulation cars allowed on high. Yeah, I always wanted to go to Germany. One day I plan to. I have several friends who do car stuff. I have a friend who owns a rally team. I have a guy who does custom cars. And I hope one day that I can go with them to shoot a video or do stuff. One of them, the rally team, is like in the top tier of rally in Japan. So I hope to shoot some video with them. But I would love to go to Germany and see the Autobahn, of course, and the trains and stuff there, because I look more like I fit in Germany than I do in Japan. But, 2 meter tall white dude. Maybe too curly, I don't know. But maybe the next time you see me in a video, I won't be curly anymore, because for Kendo, I already shaved off a lot of my beard. The biblical beard is gone, but I'm probably gonna end up shaving my head for the test. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you guys have any questions about traveling to America or back to Japan, or any of that kind of stuff, or what it was like for my month in America? Let me know in the chat while I enjoy a sip of this great apple soda. One of my high school buddies is a current race driver in many formats. Oh, cool. I know a driver in America that drives 18-wheeler trucks as a race. And NASCAR is from North Carolina. So I have lots of friends who went into mechanical and F1 engineering and drove for Richard Petty. I got a friend who's a decal designer for one of the race teams. So meeting your family again, did they think you've changed? So a couple years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, I went back and had dinner with some family friends, and they said dinner was great, it was fine. Well, later when they were talking to my parents, they said, is William okay? He sounds different. And it's just that my intonation, my way of speaking, my vocabulary has changed. In fact, my last time I went back with just my son, and I was meeting my best friend of my whole life. And we were at this coffee shop, and we're reminiscing on high school and what's changed in our town, and like what's local politics like and stuff. And the kind of meth head guy sitting behind him, who he knows, so they've been at that same coffee shop, is like, where are you from? And I was like, I just spent the last 2 hours talking about how I'm from here. Like, I went to high school with him. And they're like, you don't sound like you're from here. And I was like, would you prefer it if I talk like this so that you'd maybe understand me more? And the guy was like, yeah, that'd be good. So, of course, not everybody talks with such a hard accent where I'm from, but it was just kind of different because of things like Line and Zoom. I actually talk to my parents every weekend. My kids get on my MacBook or on my iPad, and they talk to them almost every weekend. My brothers and I play games on Discord all the time, so I talk to them all the time. So my family doesn't think I sound different. I did notice a huge difference in my kids' abilities to understand, replicate, and produce English. So that was really great. I'm really hoping by next year they'll all be like a tier up, and then I can do that. Did you contact Ken? No, I did not contact Ken. Unfortunately, we were there for 4 weeks. First day we landed, it was like 10 p.m. The next day, we wore masks, and then we went to a family dinner with some family friends because they were leaving the state. The next day, we rested. The next day, people came to our house for 3 days. Then the next day, we were off. Then we did stuff. So it was like, then we went on a 5.5 hour car ride to my parents' house, my grandparents' house. Then we like visited in the east part of the state for several days. So unfortunately, I was not able to. It sounds like an episode of Married with Children. Yeah, maybe. But unfortunately, we couldn't meet Ken. For those who don't know, Ken is in a lot of other Japanese YouTubers chats. Really nice guy. He's from North Carolina as well. So Ken Davis, if you're watching this later, Ken, hi, and thanks for supporting. But unfortunately, we did not get to meet. But all in all, going and coming each way was 28 hours to go and 27 hours to come back. So it's a long trip with 3 primary school age kids. Especially when you're coming back on the way and one of your kids starts to vomit because they don't feel good. So yeah, it was a long trip. Now you do not. Maybe is it official today, Daniel and Yuka? Do you know that we do not need PCR tests anymore to come back to Japan, or is that tomorrow? I know the Japanese government is talking about changing it. When we went to America, we did not need PCR tests, but when we came back to Japan, it required a whole bunch of stuff. We needed a MyOSS app. We needed to fill in passport information. I needed a proof of vaccination. I needed proof of PCR tests. I needed a travel itinerary. I needed a questionnaire and sign some documents that I had not been doing this stuff. So it was a lot of work to come back to Japan. Then 2 weeks in Kyushu went crazy quick. Visiting family is a massive time thing. Yeah, I'm so lucky that my grandparents have been like a major influence in my life. Both of my grandfathers are also named William, and my grandparents are currently still with us. So, while we have the chance, we had to go see them during the COVID, like in the during time. Two ladies who were really special to me passed away, and unfortunately I couldn't make it back to their funerals or their visitations. And we actually tried to visit their graves and other stuff, but due to scheduling and the weather, it wasn't possible. So next year I'll have to go say hi to them. The making time for my kids to meet their great-grandparents and uncles and aunts and great-uncles is, I think, so important. So I really try to take the time this time to ask them, like, what was your favorite sweets? My wife's grandma, I often ask her about stuff because she's from the wartime era. And so I like to ask her, like, you know, what was it like meeting your first American? Or what was it like doing this or that, or childhood in the war? Was it? And my grandparents were from that time too. So William III. No, we have different initials, and my father would have to be William to be a third, but he is not a William. I have some friends who are thirds and fourths though, and the third we call Trey because tres. Yeah, man, this apple's really good. I'm really glad that we could get this live stream done today and talk about some of the things that kind of culture shocked me going to America and coming back. I really enjoyed all the Kitkats. I actually think the blueberry and the dark mint are on the top of my list. The mocha and strawberry are kind of yeah. I was going to go outside and stream today, but if you didn't know, there's a typhoon, typhoon number 11, and it is crazy, crazy windy right now. It would not be fun. Our laundry stands are outside and they actually got flipped. So that's another culture thing that I couldn't get used to at first is my parents have a dishwasher that they use. We have a dishwasher, but we never use it. We hand wash everything. I am the dishwasher. But also there's a, what's it called? Washing machine and a dryer. So my house in Japan doesn't have a dryer. We have to hang dry all our clothes, whereas in America we have a dryer. So it was so nice to be able to wash and dry stuff. Stuff shrank, of course, because of the dryer, but we could do bigger loads and turn it around. So we took one suitcase for 4 people's clothes. So typhoon, how was it from Daniel and Yuka? Right now it's raining outside and it is crazy windy. Dark mint Kit Kat and blueberry mint cat. Okay, on my list. Yes, Nathan Smith, please try them out. Blueberry, very good. Dark mint, very good. Mocha, yeah. Yeah, the strawberry was okay. Lull me to 90% of the time. Yeah, I think there was a Fresh Off the Boat episode where they talk about they had a pot rack in their house, and then the sons found out, oh, it's actually a washer. And so we have one, but we never use it. I actually like washing the dishes, kind of. I'd rather wash dishes than fold clothes. But are the combo washer dryer prices in Japan? I first saw them in Korea. I've never seen a washer dryer combo back in the clay. Having a washer and dryer at home is pure luxury. Yeah, it's really nice. Nathan, we also have, go back to the chat menu. So I'll just give a rundown of all the different Kit Kats that I need to eat because some of them are going to expire. I'm going to try to get Lido from A Little Bit of Japan together to do a live stream or a pre-recorded video. I don't exactly know when that will be. He's traveling next week. He's going to the Tokyo Game Show, which I wanted to go to, but unfortunately, due to the fact I spent a lot of money to go back to America, it's just not feasible right now. Maybe in the future, if I can get monetized and sponsored, then maybe get some AdSense or something going. So what do we have? We have cookies and cream Kit Kats, caramel pudding Kit Kats, and these Kit Kats can actually be put into the toaster to make a creme brulee style. We have a kuri or chestnut. This is a seasonal limited one. Here's a summer limited one, which is a salted lemon. Here's another seasonal limited one, melon or cantaloupe. This, I believe it's called a rock melon, but yeah. Strawberries and cream. Okay. We have a standard mint and light milk chocolate. These actually say they taste better frozen. This is a Let's Have a Party milk tea flavored. Ooh, there's a peach. This is a summer limited one. I also have Kitkat minis. These are like little bite-sized ones. These are chocolate banana. And we have Kitkat rum raisin. So I've heard these are very, very good. I have friends who love rum raisin and they like these. While I was on my trip in America, if you haven't seen it yet, there was a stream I did with my brothers at my parents' house where they tried like 20 different snacks from Japan, and we tried the Mount Fuji sake Kitkat. We tried red bean paste Kitkat. We tried a dark green tea Kitkat, and we also tried wasabi Kitkat. So if you haven't checked that out, you can do that there. American Coca-Cola versus Japanese Coca-Cola winner. All right, Daniel. They're different. They're not comparable because Japanese Coca-Cola uses real sugar, whereas American sugar is different. It's an artificially created glucose sugar. So, in my opinion, I like the sweetness of Japanese Coca-Cola, but it's too carbonated. The American one is less like a Japanese Coke, like pops. I definitely like if they could mix them, that would be great. The World of Coca-Cola is from Atlanta, Georgia. Coca-Cola is huge where I'm from. We actually, if you go out to eat, you say, people are like, what do you want to drink? You say, I want a Coke. And they're like, what kind? So Coca-Cola is king where I am from. I hope you got them from Donkey. These can get crazy expensive. Yes, back in the day, they cost about $3 a piece from Donkey. Actually, at the airport, at the Kitkat shop, the special ones like wasabi and the Mount Fuji one are much cheaper than at Donkey. Why am I doing that when I can look at the chat over here? Mexican Coca-Cola is the winner. Yeah, Mexican Coke is great. Mexican Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, not Coke. I don't know anything about that. I've never used an illegal narcotic or substance. Straight edge. So there's also Kitkat ice cream. Yeah, I saw that. HKT. Are these exotic Kitkats made in Japan? So Nathan Smith, yes, all of these Kitkats are Japanese exclusive as far as I know. I believe if anybody watches this and you want to help me out, Boxu is like a Japanese snack loot crate that you can buy, and they will send you a box every month with snacks from the season or a prefecture, and you can try those out. So I'm looking forward to those. I'm probably going to do like a mega taste test with Lido or Luke from Nomadic Gaijin, who's coming to Kansai soon. High fructose corn syrup. Yeah, baby. I prefer 7-Up. I'm a Sprite man all day. So that's something that doesn't exist outside of the South. Is we have a thing called Cheerwine, and it's from North Carolina, and it is the best cherry cola. Full stop. You can only get it at Wendy's. There are no other distributors. So if a Wendy's in Japan got it, I would love to have that. To be able to store it for a long time. Kitkats were created in Great Britain. That is true, George. That is the store's name. Nomadic Gaijin. There he is. Yes, I am. I'm trying to get this done. I have no problems with it yet, as I am not monetized in either place. Nomadic, if you come through and you're looking to get your diabetes on, I know you're trying to cut back on sugar, but I got you covered, man. Tokyo Paul, nice to have you. I'm glad that we could chat last night. It was lots and lots of fun. We recorded some stuff, a premiere to be made later, and then talked about it. I'm actually wearing not the same clothes, but similar clothes to what's in the video. So, Kitkats, let's go. Yeah, man. I already did Nomadic today. Blueberry muffin, mint, strawberry, and mocha. So my sugar levels right now. On top of that, with an apple soda. So I'm pretty wired right now. Yeah, Tokyo, Paul and I had a great conversation / jam session. Actually, Paul, as I explained it earlier, that I pre-recorded this whole video. And I didn't like the way it looked, and my beard didn't look good, and I didn't want to spend 4 hours editing something that I didn't even want to watch. So I thought, you know what, I got time today. I'm just going to go ahead and do a live stream, and this will be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and now we're at 1 hour and 20. So I just had 2 bananas. Good. You will. Yeah, a glucose meter would blow up for sure. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining me, talking about some of the shocks that I had going to America and then coming back from America, and talking about my trip. Thank you very much for being part of the chat and the comments. Again, if you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen here and you want to leave a comment or like or subscribe, it's much appreciated. We're on our way to 500 subs eventually, hopefully soon, and 400's next, but 500's after that, and then 1,000. I really want to say thank you. Hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. And I've got videos coming out soon for making hayashi rice, Japanese lesson, as well as books that I used to help me pass the N2 or the Nihongo Noryoku Shiken, Japanese language proficiency test level 2. And I hope to get those edited. It's coming out soon, as well as other live content. Right now, YouTube is going to find a video for you right here. And if you'd like to watch that, I would appreciate it as much as I appreciate you being here. So that's all for this live stream, and we'll find you again for other things that can be found in Japan. Mata ne. Thanks, guys. Bye.